second, y'all. I'm gonna get his address. We got another homicide scene here. On Georgia Road in Joppa Court. Male shot and killed. Gate City location.
Is it head or hand?
Shot in the head. He's deceased. He just said about he's deceased. He's just been shot. Yeah, I don't know.
Stars out there.
This is gonna be real quick, guys. I got to get going. I mean, let's see. I'm gonna say something here. 7500 64th Courtway South. Let's see if I can get through this real quick here. Yeah.
All right, that's good.
That's good.
What can you tell us of the situation?
Well, what we know at this time, probably around 3:55 this afternoon, we were notified that there was a person shot at this location. As you can see the store right behind me. Once we got here, our officers found a 17-year-old who was suffering from a gunshot wound to the abdomen. We notified the medics. Medics came to the scene, transported the young man over to the UAB hospital, but unfortunately, he succumbed to his injuries. What we do know, after kind of investigating just a little here, it appeared that him and another individual were coming from school, probably been out of school, probably 20-25 minutes, somewhere in that vicinity. They was on this street here. They was walking up the block, and apparently a car drove up and began to shoot at his direction, him and his friend. He was hit. At that time, once he was struck, he made his way and ran back toward this store here, and that's where he notified the police, and we were able to come here.
Can you tell us about where it happened? Was it down there at the stop sign? Or?
It's before the stop sign. I think it's safe to say, just more close to the end of that metal fence, somewhere in that area by that big tree down there. And so that's where we believe that the shooting took place there. And that's when he immediately took off running and ran to the store and notified us. And so that's kind of where we are right now.
Have you received any information that it stemmed from possible fight last week at school?
Well, again, we have some people that we're talking to that were in the area during that time. We don't want to release them at this moment due to the fact that, we just want to protect their age and faces, but our detectives are talking to a few people trying to get to the bottom of it. We can confirm that he was a student, and so unfortunately that's, one homicide is too many. When you're talking about a young person, there's so many other things that young people want to do and all the things that a person want to do. So, my heart goes out to their family right now. But right now, we're doing everything we possibly can to try to get to the bottom of it and see who the individual inside of the car. We don't want to release the car information at this time due to the fact that we hope they're still riding around in the car, so we can give them a surprise. But,
you guys are really close here to the auto parts store. Are you guys looking in there for surveillance video? Are there any cameras in this neighborhood?
That's part of the investigation. We'll do all those things. We'll always canvass and ask people if they have videos. Yeah, that's part of what the detective would do as far as trying to piece together to help us identify the individuals that were in the car. So, but that's kind of where we are right now. I have to get to another scene, unfortunately. But
one last question: can you help us with the proximity of the school, the name of the school, and for the people that are not here, how close this is?
Well, I really want to really protect the school. The school is, let me see if I was giving you a distance, probably within a mile, with less than a mile away, less than a mile. I really don't want to be at liberty to release the school. I really want to, right now we just want to figure out who shot the young man, that's all. I just don't want to, because here's the thing about the schools. There are a lot of great things that are going on at a lot of these schools, and I just don't want one incident like this to tarnish or canvas the schools. And so, plus that's kind of where we are right now.
You have enough information on the second homicide you want to that we can talk about?
Not enough. We just have a person on the scene, suffered from a gunshot wound, and they are deceased. So
can you
get to that location.
Is it a team?
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys. Yes, correct. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, let me give you the correct address. They just dispatched us.
All right, y'all, so just to give you an update, pretty much 17-year-old shot somewhere down there.
Somewhere down the street here, just before the stop sign. He was walking with a friend. Some car pulled up. There have been rumors about this spurring from some fight that may have happened last week, but that young man was shot at, and he ran over here to Coleman Auto Parts, waited for police to arrive and a medic transport to take him to the hospital, where he died from those injuries. You know, Lieutenant Sean Edwards basically said, you know, he doesn't want to associate Winona High School, which is literally just right there as I'm pointing to you, as I'm pointing out to you. He wouldn't confirm if these kids went there, or if they were even a student. 17 years old, you probably imagine they are. But the proximity of this school to where this happened, definitely a little unsettling for those parents out there, and even other students who may take this route to get home all the time. So again, 17-year-old now dead after succumbing to his injuries on the way to the hospital. Just to give you guys an update, that's kind of what's wrapping up here. They're still looking for the suspects, trying to figure out, you know, if they are still riding around in that car that he did not want to release the details of, just in hopes that they could catch these suspects or suspect riding in the vehicle still. So that's this scene. As you just heard him say at the end of his press conference, there's another shooting he's going to, one that happened in Gate City, where a male was shot in the head, is now dead. So he's about to head over to that scene to gather details on that. So a busy afternoon for Birmingham Police at this time. We'll keep you updated on if we learn anything here from this scene about suspects or the identity of that 17-year-old. We'll try to work to get you some more information about this shooting in Gate City. Thanks.